Some 55 million years after the Triassic extinction, Earth is beginning to look positively modern. Welcome to the Cretaceous.
The continents are moving apart, the Atlantic Ocean is opening up, the climate is rather benign during the Cretaceous. You have sea level very, very high, covering over large portions of the continents with interior seas.
Life has recovered. There are vast conifer forests and vibrant flowering plants.
If you actually landed in the Cretaceous period, let's say sometime around 100 million years ago, and started walking around, you might not feel too out of place. You might see a snake and a turtle and a tree and flower, but this is also an ecosystem in a world dominated by giant dinosaurs.
Herds of long-necked herbivores graze on an endless supply of vegetation.
The biggest land animals that have ever lived, these gigantic sauropods, some of them as much as 100 feet long, 20 feet tall, up to 88 tons. These massive, incredible animals.
Flashy crested Parasaurolophus trumpets its booming love songs through its magnificent headgear.
So the herbivores get bigger, there's plenty of vegetation to feed on.
And with ever larger creatures feeding on plants, come the animals that feed on other animals.
There's an arms race. The meat eaters get bigger and bigger, and so you get larger and larger dinosaurs.
The pteropods, like the bipedal, tiny-handed terror T-Rex, famously take the role of top predator on land. While the pterosaurs, the largest animals ever to fly, dominate the air. One of the largest, Quetzalcoatlus, has the wingspan of an F-16 fighter and can glide the width of the continent in a single flight. The oceans have their own set of predators, like the long-necked Plesiosaurus. But by the end of the Cretaceous, their dominion has been challenged in spectacular fashion by the terrifying Mosasaurus, 50 feet of hungry lizard, 20 feet longer than T-Rex. But all of these outrageous displays of reptilian drama are doomed. This is the most famous line of mud in the world, found in some 300 places all over the planet. From Gubbio, here in Italy, where it was discovered, to the Hell Creek Formation in North Dakota, to the deserts of western China. Like the many other geological layers deposited through the ages, it is not just a sediment line, it's a timeline. Only this one was laid down some 66 million years ago. And that makes it particularly special.
It was like somebody dropped a newspaper in a fossil site 66 million years ago, and all you had to do was read the date off the newspaper. We can look below it and see what life was like before, and look above it and see what life was like after.
Below, ancient sediments are full of dinosaur fossils, Tyrannosaurus to Triceratops, and everything in between. Above, in more recent layers, not a single dinosaur has been found.
Something happened, very abrupt, which wiped out about 75% of the forms of life on the planet, and every dinosaur
6 miles in diameter and moving at some 45,000 miles an hour, is about to cross paths with the Earth.
Moving at hypervelocity speeds, like 7 times the speed of a rifle bullet, but it's the size of Denver.
Blasting through the atmosphere in a fraction of a second, there's no warning for the impact. No chance to look up at the sky and run.
Suddenly, in an instant, a blinding light, and you're dead.
The comet explodes with the energy of 1 billion Hiroshima bombs.
1 billion going off at the same time in the same place.
Vaporizing miles of the Earth's crust and ejecting the superheated wreckage miles into the air.
Air temperatures locally got to about 300 to 500 degrees Celsius, so you probably would have been vaporized immediately if you were in the immediate vicinity.
Animals lucky enough to be out of the blast zone are on the wing and on the run. In vain, as that flaming toxic debris rains back onto Earth.
As it rains back in, it heats up because it heats on re-entry, and the sky gets hot. The heat from the sky makes it to the ground and starts fires. So no matter where you are on Earth, within hours, you are feeling some serious hurt.
Earthquakes rock the Earth, unleashing massive landslides and causing sleeping volcanoes to erupt. Not even the great marine reptiles are protected. The explosion creates a tsunami a mile high and moving at nearly the speed of sound.
Massive wildfires anywhere there was vegetation, and that is so terrifying. And then the other thing that was happening too is that you heated up oceans locally so much that you disrupted ocean currents, but also you developed these hurricanes that were so severe that they'd form these huge water spouts going up into the air called hypercanes. So you'd have these massive storms.
Within days, death from the impact has encircled the Earth.
There's smoke, there's dust, blocks out the sunlight. If you're a plant, there's no photosynthesis. If you were a big animal, if you survived the initial blast somewhere on Earth, there's probably nothing to eat.
So the plant eaters die, the meat eaters die, food chains collapse.
And the world saw its 5th mass extinction.
The asteroid impact was an amazing thing because unlike all the other extinctions that preceded it, this one was global and instant.
Today, the impact still leaves a great wound in the Earth's crust. More than a 110-mile wide, 20-mile deep crater on the tip of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. Discovered in 1978, it dates precisely to 65 million years ago.